With this current roster that they have and the trajectory that they're on, do you think do you think Oklahoma City will make another run at the finals next season?
No. I personally don't. And it's not that I don't think they have the talent. What you have to understand is the landscape of the West is changing. It is not going to be the same West next year. When you look across the NBA right now, the West to me is still the best conference in basketball. I think that they are the deepest. I think they have the most superstar talent. And I think that as far as how the teams are put together, it is the hardest conference to go through to get to the finals. Because in any given matchup, you either have to go through Jokic, you either have to go through Luka and LeBron together now. And barring where Kevin Durant goes here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, you have to go through a potential KD with Houston in that core, a Kevin Durant with, God forbid, the Mavs and Kyrie and Anthony Davis. I mean, there is so much still shifting and changing. And because of that, being able to replicate that, being able to do it once is hard enough. Being able to do it again with the fact that, would you bet against Luka and LeBron again if you had to see them in the playoffs?
I'm not put money against LeBron.
Correct. So when I look at a team like the Wolves, right, I know that they got through them fairly easily, but again, it doesn't mean that the next time they play them, it'll be that easy to do it once more. And I'm not saying that the Thunder aren't going to mesh and grow together and continue to get stronger and continue to get better, but they had a year this year that I don't think a lot of people expected them to have at the beginning. We knew they were going to be good. Did we think they were going to be as good as they were? I don't think a lot of people did at the beginning of the season. When you're asking a team to now have a target on their back and to have to repeat against that tough Western Conference, I just don't think that's doable. So, Cam, to answer the question, no, I don't think it's doable for them to do it again next season.
I don't think it is either. I mean, obviously anything can happen. Can't rule it out. But I agree. I don't think they'll make another run either. Just to kind of not harp too much on your point about the teams, but that was one of my points as well. I mean, Kevin Durant and Giannis, we have no idea where they're going to be. Cooper Flag is about to be a Dallas Maverick. LeBron and Luka are going to get a fully healthy season together. I mean, Golden State's now going to have a full Jimmy Butler season to get more chemistry with them. So a lot of things can happen in the West that the Oklahoma City Thunder don't have as clear of a path or as easily obtain the number one seed. I also think people don't realize how hard it is to just get back, not even repeat, just get back to the NBA Finals. So the Denver Nuggets, which Nikola Jokic, we all thought, 3 MVPs, he's going to be the best player ever. He's going to have so many. He hasn't been in since 2023. The Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant, after that, people thought, well, Steph is surely going to win more. They're not going to be done. They went on a 4-year drought before going back to the finals after the Kevin Durant era. The Milwaukee Bucks went in 2021, haven't been back since. The Miami Heat were last in 2014, 5 years in between their next appearance in 2020 when they played the Lakers. There is just so much uncertainty, and it is so hard to go back to the finals. And all those teams I just mentioned, which you said at the start of this segment, all-time guys, legendary guys, still had those droughts of not getting just back to the NBA Finals. And there is always a team that seems inevitable until they are not. When Boston first started having their consecutive 50-win seasons in 2017, they didn't make the finals till 2022, 5 years later. And every single year, we said Boston's coming out of the East. Boston is the most talented team. Boston is so overwhelming. Never went to the finals in 5 years. The Bucks in 21, we said, oh my God, Giannis has finally arrived. He's the most dominant player we've seen since Shaq, winning MVPs and Defensive Player of the Year. Multiple first-round exits since he's won his finals MVP. As I mentioned with Nikola Jokic, not one, not two, 3 MVPs in the regular season, has been to 1 finals and beat the Miami Heat. I don't think anyone expected to give them a fair fight. It is not easy to go back to the NBA Finals. There has not been a repeat winner in almost a decade. And Oklahoma City's thing, as you had also mentioned, Steve, with the youth and experience, clearly they've gotten past that, but the rest of the league isn't young. So are they going to figure out the Oklahoma City Thunder? Now that they've had a full season of seeing this lineup, this big three of Jalen and Chet and SGA, are there going to be adjustments made? Will teams figure out how to stop that stifling defense that Oklahoma City has, or get around it, I should say? There are always ways to figure out those teams, especially when I've said SGA, amazing. The team as a whole is a great roster construction, but there's not going to be, one guy or one move or one play, whatever, that's going to beat you consistently. The Oklahoma City seem like a team that you can beat. I just think people are underestimating how hard it is to go back to a finals, let alone win another finals. And OKC, I know they proved that, or they beat the we're too young allegations, but I don't think they clearly don't know yet what it takes to go to do this again and go back.
Yeah, no, and that's very well said. One of the points that you just made that I never really thought about was all of those guys that you named, and they went to one, maybe two finals, right? That is something when we talk about guys that are in like that top 10 category, even guys up there, right? You have most of the guys in the top 5 went to multiple finals in a row, right? But as you start to trickle down out of that, it's like, then you go to like, you start to realize how hard it is when you look at all-time guys in the top 10 that have it. And then once you get outside of that, there's not a ton of guys that have that on their resume. So being able to go back to the finals without one of those guys is almost unheard of, especially back-to-back, like you said. Now, what was it? Chauncey Billups went to, I think it was 6 or 7 Eastern Conference finals in a row. I think that's the NBA record. I think he went to 6 or 7 conference finals appearances in a row. Do you want to know how many finals appearances he made out of that?
Yep. Yep.
I'm not saying that the Thunder can't. I'm saying they won't. And those are, like you had made the distinction earlier, those are two very different things. They have the talent, but I don't think they will based on the challenge that it's going to take to get back through this West. Listen to the sound. I listen to the sound.